going to go through some easy and fun exercises that you can do on your vibration plate. That way, when you're using your vibration plate, you don't get bored with the same old just standing there. Now, the vibration plate I actually love. I think it's a great way to ultimately enhance a whole bunch of different functions in the body. One of them is circulation, one of them is lymphatic drainage, it can be bone density, it can be muscle contraction. So it really does have a wide variety of benefits when you utilize the vibration plate. Now, here's the thing. When we're using a vibration plate, we want to make sure that we're using the right frequency based on what it is that we're wanting to achieve. So if our goal is lymphatic drainage, the frequency we want to use is 10 to 30 hertz. Now, the one that I use, I'll have a link below, has that frequency in there, and it has different speeds at which you can find the right, like that frequency. So the 10 to 30 hertz will have different speeds with different modes, and I'll explain this in just a second. Whereas if you're going to use a different vibration plate, you're going to have to reach out to them to see, one, do they have that frequency range? And two, what speed it needs to be in order for you to reach it. All right, so when it comes to vibration plates, there's two super simple, basic ways to start. And this is really what I recommend people starting with, just to get used to the whole vibration plate in the first place. So the first way is you literally just stand on it. You're going to find a speed and you're going to find a mode. Now, what the mode is, it's going to go between one of technically four. So it'll be oscillations, it'll be pulsation, it'll be lateral, or it'll be a combination. And that's what the one that I use, that, like I said, is linked below, what that's going to do. Now, what you're ultimately going to do is find one that you like. A lot of times, once you're used to it, I like to play around with the mode one, like the combination, so that it just keeps your body guessing. Because the whole point behind the vibration plate is it's going to vibrate a specific frequency at a specific speed. And what that does is it causes your muscles to contract and to react to keep you upright, to keep your balance. And the same thing happens if you use it in the sense of like sitting down. So for people that have more lymphatic congestion, say in their upper part of the body, I recommend sitting on the plate with your hands on the plate and just ultimately letting the plate do its job. Now, for lymphatic drainage though, before we jump on the plate, you always want to clear your specific step. And why? We got to make sure that those doors, those lymph nodes are open, wide open for that lymphatic fluid to move through, because the vibration plate is going to ultimately work at moving the lymphatic fluid that's in the vessels. So the lymphatic fluid that's in the vessels isn't going to be able to move if those lymph nodes are congested and closed. So clear the lymph nodes first and then jump on your plate. So those are the two ways that you can play with it, standing or sitting. And I usually recommend starting at like 1 to 2 minutes and working your way up to 10. 10 minutes is more than enough on the vibration plate to get the lymphatic fluid draining. And the best part is you can do the vibration plate while you're doing other things. Like you can listen to a podcast. I do that quite often. Or you can do it while watching TV. So it's not like it's wasted time. Okay, once you got that down, and you're really comfortable with that, what are some other things that you can do to enhance lymphatic drainage and maybe get a little bit more muscle toning at the same time? Now, I'm going to recommend, if you're going to do these, make sure that you have the right balance, that you have balance, first off, that the vibration plate isn't throwing you out of whack, and two, that you're comfortable doing it. So I recommend trying these on the floor first before jumping on the vibration plate. And if you need, you can absolutely hold on to something like a counter or a chair in order to help stabilize you or give you a little more balance when you're going through the movements. All right, there are 7 simple exercises that we're going to go through that I'm going to talk you through so that you can spice up your vibration plate and get some additional benefits. Okay, the first one is you're going to be standing on your vibration plate and you're simply going to do gentle heel raises. Now you want your feet roughly shoulder width apart. Why? That's going to give you the best balance and it's going to give you a nice stable base. And ultimately what you're going to do is you're just going to push yourself up on your toes and then come back down. Push up on your toes and come back down. This is going to be a real good calf exercise. What it's going to do is all that lymphatic fluid from your feet and your ankles and your calves, the calf is going to pump and it's going to help pull that fluid up. So those nice like heel raises is going to be really great, especially if you have lower limb lymphatic fluid congestion. Now, we're going to do that for roughly 30 seconds to a minute and do it like 3 times. Once you're at the point where you can do this, you should be able to do it about 3 times. After you do heel raises, what you're going to do is you're going to do toe raises. So you're just going to pull your toes up and then bring them down. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to work the muscle in the front of your shin. So ultimately what we're doing is we're literally just moving, the fluid, and we're contracting the muscles, different muscle groups, in order to help move the lymphatic fluid in these vessels. So you're going to do the exact same thing. Make sure you have your balance, shoulder width apart, and bring your toes up as high as you can bring them. Hold it for a second, and then bring your feet back down flat to the vibration plate. And you're going to want to do this, like I said, roughly, anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, and then do it 3 times. If you can do it longer, if you can do it for a minute, fantastic. The longer you do it, the harder the workout it's going to be. Okay, so those are some simple ones to start with. The next one is going to be squats. So you're going to do ultimately just a simple squat on the vibration plate. And what the squat is going to do is that's going to activate your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. So we're going to activate the larger muscles in our legs to help contract and help push that lymphatic fluid up into our groin lymph nodes. So what you want to do is, if need be, remember, hold on to something in front of you so that you have a nice stable balance, so that you're not like wobbling all over the place. The last thing I want you to do is to fall. Remember, you are doing this, at your own risk. And if you cannot do a squat on the floor, or if you can't do any of these exercises on the floor, do not try and attempt these on the vibration plate, okay? Make sure that you're doing things progressively to challenge yourself, but don't do anything too advanced that your body just can't handle. So with the squat, what you're going to do is shoulder width apart. You're going to ultimately squat, bring your butt down and push it back. Your knees do not go over your toes. So you don't have to go super, super deep on this. You can just go start low, start slow, and by low, I mean don't go super low, just gently work yourself into it. And then what you can do is, if you are really flexible, you can ultimately go down into just a squat position and hold that position on the vibration plate, which will be really good because it'll be activating a whole bunch of different muscles all at the same time. So simple squats, you're going to do the exact same thing, anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. And ideally you want to do about 3 reps. The next one for our legs is going to be gentle side lunges. So it's not going to be quite the same as on the ground because we don't have the same amount of space on a vibration plate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our feet a little wider than shoulder width apart, and we're ultimately going to shift our weight and push one hip out side to side. And what this is going to do is this is just going to cause activation of our inner and outer thighs along with our glute med and mid to help contract and stabilize us while the vibration plate is still vibrating and making those smaller accessory muscles still contract to help move the lymphatic fluid. So if you need, you're going to hold on to a table or a chair for stabilization. And when you lunge over and when you squat, I should have said this for the squat too, you're going to ultimately hold that squat for 1 to 2 seconds. We're not just pumping up and down, or we're not just lunging side to side. We want to move over, hold it for a second and 2, come back to center, and then go to the other side. So you can stick with one side, and let's say you just want to go to the right 10 times first and then go to the left 10 times, or you can do right and then left and then right and then left. Ultimately, it is whatever is easiest for you and what's going to make the most sense. Now, again, you want to do about 3 reps. And as you're going through these, this is probably going to take you roughly 10 minutes, especially if you're cycling through. So that's for the lower body. And what I like to do is I like to do 1 set of heel raises, followed by 1 set of toe raises, followed by 1 set of squats, followed by 1 set of side lunges, and then start over again with the heel, then the toe, then the squat, and then the lateral. That just works for me because ultimately what I'm doing is I'm giving those other muscles a little bit of a break in between. So it just keeps things going nice and smoothly. All right. The next is going to be more for the core and for our upper body. So let's start with the core. Now, when we're working on the core, what you might want to do is put a towel or put a yoga mat on the vibration plate, because the vibration plate can be kind of uncomfortable on our forearms or on our hands. So just lay something down that still is going to have good traction that you're not going to slip off of. So let's start by doing the core. So what we're going to do is we're ultimately going to hold a plank position. Now, again, you don't want crazy speed. You normally want to keep it low. So I'll keep it lower, in the green zone when I'm doing these things, just because I want to make sure that I'm stable and that I'm not being thrown around place to place. So when it comes to planks, you want to hold it or work up to holding it for 30 seconds. So you might only be able to do, 10 seconds, and that's fine. And you may need to start with on your knees, just like this. Or you may be able to go planking on your toes. Ultimately, if you can't plank on the floor, don't plank on the vibration plate. Work on the floor first, and then you can take it to the vibration plate. Because again, yes, this is helping with lymphatic drainage, but this is also helping with muscles and strength training as well. So we want to make sure that we can do all of these exercises on the floor before we jump to doing them on the vibration plate. All right, so with the plank, 3 sets, up to 30 seconds or longer. Heck, if you are like a champion planker, by all means, hold it longer. The next exercise is going to be more for our upper body and our chest. So we're going to do 2 different exercises. One of them is going to be a straight push-up. So you can do the push-up on your knees and come down and then push yourself up. What I want you to do though is when you come down, I want you to hold it for a second. And then when you push yourself up, I want you to hold it for a second. What that's going to do is that's going to allow the vibration plate to work its magic, but it's also going to allow you and your muscles to work its magic. So what you're going to do is as many push-ups as you can, whether it's on your knees or on your toes. You just want to do as many as you can, but stop before you give out. Like, I don't want you to give out and fall on the vibration plate. That is not good. Okay. So if you're like, oh gosh, I don't think I can do one more push-up, then just don't. It's just not worth it. You can go to fatigue or exhaustion on the floor. I just don't want you doing it when you're potentially like over top of that vibration plate and you land on the plate. Okay, so push-ups. The next one is going to be tricep dips. Now this is going to be a little bit harder because you don't have as much dipping room like as you would if you were on, say, like step-ups or a chair. But ultimately, we just want to get that little bit of range of motion, or heck, even if you just hold yourself up. What's going to happen is that vibration is going to help with lymphatic fluid in our arms and help move it up. So then ultimately, like you contracting and holding and then coming down that little bit and pushing up is a really good way to get that lymphatic fluid moving in the upper body. And that's also going to be in our upper back as well too. So around our shoulder blades. So, anywhere from like 5 to 20 to 30, however many you can do, but 3 sets. And again, I like to rotate between them. I do my lower body and then I'll do more of the upper body. So then I'll do like plank, then I'll do push-up, then I'll do tricep dip, and then I'll go back to plank, push-up, tricep dip, and I'll do 3 reps of those. Let me know if you guys give this a try and how it goes for you. I love this way of like mixing it up. I don't always do this when I'm focusing on lymphatic drainage, but I do like to do this, especially if I've been sitting for an extended period of time. So if I'm sitting a whole lot, I absolutely will add some of these movements in when I'm doing the vibration plate just to get a little bit more out of my time. Thanks for being here and happy draining.